Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hopefully this is the final video I'll have to make about the Moving to America series, and then we can get on to other things. So we stopped off in my last video where the tickets were bought and I'd shipped my boxes with the contents I was sending from the UK to the US. The day before I left, which was the 28th of August 2018, I had one final thing to do. I called the apartment that I had found and I turned on my gas. I turned on my electric, because you have to do that before you move in. So once I did that, then we were all set to go. The next day we all boarded our flight to Amsterdam, and then we got on the flight from Amsterdam to the United States. So we were well on our way. 8.5 hours later, we were in Washington, D.C., close to where I would be going in Virginia, which is the closest airport by. Grady Payton had a representative who was gonna come and meet us, but due to the time of my flight, we got here about 6:30 in the evening, and O'Grady put us up free of charge in a hotel nearby. So we just took a shuttle from the airport that was on the way over to the hotel. We actually had to buy our own food while we were staying there, and it was pouring down with rain. Anyone would think I was still in the UK when we got off the plane. Very, very hot. We were very tired by this time, so we sort of went to bed straight away, and the next morning a Grady representative came to pick us up. It was a lady, and they had given her a big van to come and get us. First they wanted to know how many pieces of luggage we were coming with. We had 10 suitcases in total, so she got a big truck to come and pick us up. We didn't know at the time, but the representative from O'Grady, that was her side gig per se. She does not work for O'Grady, but because she's from the area and know it well, O'Grady tend to recruit people for a period of time. So they have people who are familiar with the area, know the area well, to show you around. And so this lady knew the area well, and so we would have her for exactly 1 week. So about 5 to 7 days to help us around. So she came, picked us up at the hotel, got all our luggages in the vehicle, and then we drove to Virginia. First thing was first, she took me for a respiratory fit test. At the time I didn't even know what that was. Apparently it's where you go and get fit tested for what size mask you'd have to wear. That seemed like a very tedious process, because we went to a clinic, had that done. I wanted to just go to my apartment and see what this apartment that I'd chosen online over the phone looked like. So after I did the respiratory fit test, she brought me to the apartment where we picked the keys up from the office, and then we came over to see the apartment. Surprisingly, it was beautiful. It's breathtaking. I'm still in this apartment now. I might show you the view one day, but it's beautiful. So she brought us here with all our luggage. Of course there's nothing, because I didn't opt to take any furniture from O'Grady. Remember I told you that they were willing to buy furniture on your behalf, and you would have to give the money back based on whatever arrangements you made. But I didn't. I just got one of those blow-up mattress. O'Grady gave me one free of charge, and I asked them to buy me one, and I asked them to provide a car seat for my youngest child. So the representative had the 2 blow-up bed and had the car seat. So she brought us to the office, brought us to our apartment. By this time it was getting late in the evening, so we went shopping. We went to Walmart. I bought sheets and plates and just basic stuff, you know, nothing too big, just stuff to get us by for a period of time. And of course we bought some food, but she was very helpful in letting us know where what was, our closest grocery store, and everything like that. This was by this time it's night, we're exhausted, we went to bed. So that was day 1. On day 2, she came and took us to get or rent a car. Remember I told you that O'Grady got us a rent a car free of charge for the entire duration until our car that we had bought through them was ready. So she took us to go and pick up and sign for a rent a car. Then she took me to show me the hospital where I'd be working, just drove us around the area. Then she went with us to go and get my scrubs. Then she took us to the bank to open a bank account, which was fairly straightforward. O'Grady had forwarded me a work letter saying that I'd be working with them, saying the amount of money that I would make. And so that letter, wherever I went, if anyone asked me anything, basically O'Grady Payton was my reference. So with that letter, I opened the bank account. And then the next day, she took me to the Social Security office where we applied for Social Security for myself and my entire family. Provided when we came through customs, we actually gave the immigration documents. Those were the chest x-ray, the medical that we did. We got it in a sealed envelope back from the embassy. We had to present those at customs. Once you present those things and come through custom, it would trigger automatically for us to get our green card. So what's stamped in your passport when it comes back from the embassy is a 1-year immigrant visa. That's good for 1 year. But they told us that within 3 to 6 weeks our green card would come. I'd pay for the green card the day before I left as well. They said you didn't have to pay until you get to customs, and then they would notify you to pay. But I paid for all our green cards before we left. So we came through customs and that was triggered and that was all sorted. So Social Security, check. Then the lady showed us how to fill in the tax forms for work that I'd have to fill in. Is it a W-2? Don't quote me, but I think it's a W-2. All this was so unfamiliar to me, where I put how many people I was claiming, me, my children. As time progressed, I became more knowledgeable in those things, but the representative, she was very good in helping me with everything. The hospital had scheduled a welcome meal for me and my family. At the time, I didn't know my family was invited, so I went by myself for this welcome and finally meeting the manager who employed me on video. And it was all very exciting, and I was excited to start work. So it went really well. We didn't have any problems, didn't have any hiccups. The apartment was suitable. We loved it. There were pleasant neighbors straight away, and actually the O'Grady representative, we've become good friends. She actually gave us our first television because we didn't have one, and she even gave us some glasses and plates and stuff from her house. Really nice lady. So it's been quite a pleasant experience for me moving. In the days leading up, I was ready for work, did my shopping. As I said, it wasn't time for school yet. School wasn't until like the following week. Our representative also took me to the school that my children would go. So the school names were given to us in the apartment packet. They had a packet in the apartment listing the school district that was zoned to your address. So I had children of different ages, so 2 different schools. So we located the school, called straight away and got an application, and if anything was needed, there'd be no surprise. So they told us on the phone what we would need, where to get the application, and how to get to the school. So all that was completed within the 5 days that I had the representative with us. She also took us to T-Mobile, where we got our cell phones connected, our numbers straight away. So just little things she was very helpful in, and that actually was a big help, and I'm glad that O'Grady saw fit to do that for us. They didn't just leave us out in the cold where we would have to fend for ourselves being in a new neighborhood. Where I live is about 10 minutes from the hospital I'd be working, so it wasn't too far. And I was quite pleased with the pick. The apartment complex that we got had two swimming pools. We have a tennis court, really, really nice, and my children loved it. It's been like one long vacation. Even now, it still feels, after going 3 years, it still feels like we've come on vacation at a nice resort. But I'm pleased, very, very pleased with my choice. So there you have it, guys. That's the entire process of me moving from the UK to America for my nursing journey. I want you to stay with me as I tell you what next, because now my contract with O'Grady finished last October, and I want you to stay tuned so I can tell you what happened. I'm gonna stop my video now, but in my next video I'm just gonna talk you through the pay and also the legal stuff that I had to sign and go through with the agency before I could start. There's always legal stuff because it was a 2-year contract, and with any contract there are terms and conditions that have to be met on both sides. So in my next video I will tell you what those terms and conditions are. And anyone who have any questions, you can comment in the video below, or you can send me an email at omeganicholsonrn@gmail.com. I'll be quite happy to go over anything or elaborate on any other paperwork. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time. Thank you.